This video is brought to you by Artlist and ArtGrid, the best place for royalty-free music and stock footage for video creators on the web. For any aspiring filmmaker or someone who wants to have a job in the filmmaking industry, the idea of stepping foot on an actual, legit film set for the first time can be a daunting proposition. It's the fear of the unknown that causes us to worry or be nervous and not have enough confidence. But just like anything else that we do in life, being prepared and knowledgeable as much as possible before we do something for the first time can help ease our worries and give us more confidence before we step foot into an unfamiliar situation. Today, I wanted us to learn some important terms and lingo that we may hear on a proper film set. So that way we can be more knowledgeable and better prepared when the time comes for us to work with a proper film crew. We have a lot of information to get through in this video, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. And to make things more simple, I'm going to break these terms down into 5 groups: people, gear, expressions, documents, and shots. Let's get started with looking at the people and their job titles that you may see on a film set first. First up is the gaffer. A gaffer is basically a head electrician that is responsible for setting up all of the lighting equipment on set. Best boy. A best boy is an assistant to the gaffers and key grips. This can be distinguished by adding to the title, as in best boy grip or best boy electric. Grip. A grip is someone who helps shape the light provided by the technicians. Key grip. A key grip is the lead grip, someone who helps set up other equipment that isn't electrical, like flags, lighting modifiers, cookies, and stuff like that. First AD. The first AD is the first assistant director and the second in charge on set. They are basically like an assistant manager or assistant supervisor, making sure that the set runs well for the director. The second AD. The second AD works directly under the first AD, and they are responsible for putting together logistical documents like the call sheets that we'll talk about later, and they make sure that the third AD is doing their job as well. The third AD is basically in charge of the people on set, making sure that the cast and crew are all where they are supposed to be and doing what they are supposed to be doing at all times. Second unit. The second unit is basically a completely separate crew that are in charge of filming takes that don't involve any face-to-face interactions, like inserts and action scenes, or B-roll depending on what you're filming. These guys usually work alongside the main crew to help speed up the production process in any way that they can. The director. The director is the leading creative force on set. They work with the other actors on their performances, and they usually have final creative control on every aspect of the film. They also play a large role in casting, script revisions, shot composition, and editing. The director is usually hired by the producer. The producer usually helps to organize the entire production. This person helps develop the script into something that can be made into a proper film. They assist with hiring actors, crew members, and they keep track of finances throughout the production. They also usually oversee distribution plans. Production assistant. The entry point for many people into the film industry is by becoming a production assistant. These awesome people usually do any random general task that is needed on set, basically an errand runner that helps out wherever they are needed. Art director. These guys are usually responsible for the design and construction of the movie set. They help construct the look and feel of the movie. Prop maker and prop master. These guys create props or set decorations that can't be bought. They usually make things out of styrofoam, wood, and plastic. These people are usually good at construction and sculpting, among other things. The set decorator. The set decorator is in charge of making decisions about furnishings and decorations that will be used on set, stuff like paintings, furniture, fabrics, etc. Camera operator. The camera operator physically controls and operates the camera on set. They control the shot's framing and camera movements. Director of photography. This guy is in charge of the overall look and feel of the film as it's seen through the camera lens. They are in charge of the camera crew and work in conjunction with the director. Videographer. A videographer is basically in charge of filming and documenting the behind the scenes or the making of the actual film. Craft service. These guys provide snacks and beverages that are provided to the cast and crew. This is separate from catering, as the catering actually provides sit-down meals for the cast and crew. Hairstylist, costume designer, makeup artist, and wardrobe stylist. These are all titles that you may hear being involved with a film set, and they are all pretty important jobs, and their names are pretty self-explanatory. Boom operator or utility. This person is responsible for properly positioning the microphone boom pole during the actual filming. They assist the sound mixer, and this job can be physically demanding and challenging as you have to stay out of the way of the lights and camera while capturing the best possible audio. Sound mixer. The sound mixer is responsible for audio mix levels, monitoring, and recording audio during production. And finally, the stunt coordinator. The stunt coordinator is responsible for managing the coordinates for all of the dangerous action sequences in a movie that require a stunt performer. They are responsible for following safety regulations during filming to ensure that no one is hurt on set. Okay, now let's move on to gear. Here's a list of some gear or equipment that you may find on a film set. Stinger. A stinger is sometimes slang for an extension cord. Hot brick. Sometimes used as slang for a charged walkie-talkie. Legs or sticks. Slang for a tripod. Clapper. The black and white striped board that someone snaps in front of the camera before takes to mark footage and help crews sort through the takes, as it also helps to sync audio and video. Boom mic, a directional mounted microphone that is mounted to the end of a long pole. Dead cat, a fuzzy microphone cover used to block wind noise. Steadicam, a stabilizer for camera setups that helps get smooth shots. Squib, a tiny explosive device to help simulate bullets hitting actors. Dolly, a wheeled cart used to mount the camera for capturing smooth movement for horizontal shots. Apple box, a wooden box that is closed on all 6 sides, used for creating a temporary platform for sitting, standing, and much more. Cookie, a solid material that is placed in front of lighting that can create abstract patterns on the background or the subject. Floppy, a large, rigid flag used to block light. Redhead or blonde refers to open-faced tungsten halogen light units. Okay, let's move on to expressions that you might hear on a film set. Video village, the place where the video playback technician hosts the client and agency people, often far away from the camera and set. Wild sound, audio recorded without corresponding picture. Room tone, recording the sound of the environment with no dialogue, used to replace any audio that has unwanted noise. Roll sound or roll camera, you guessed it, when the AD calls for the camera or audio to start recording. OTS stands for over the shoulder shot. Negative fill, when a flag is used to block light from reflecting on a subject. Hollywood, when something is being handheld and not attached to a stand. Flying in, when someone or a necessary item is on their way to the set. And martini, this is slang for the last shot of the day. Alright, let's take a look at some of the important documents and what their names are that you might find on a film set. Call sheet, a document sent out to cast and crew that outlines where they need to be for the following shoot day. Change pages, when a script is altered while filming is underway. These are the changes that are handed out on set. Continuity script, a media script that gives the complete actions and scenes in detail and in the order in which they were shown on screen. And a one-liner, essentially an abbreviated shooting schedule. Now let's take a look at some of the shots that you might hear talked about on a film set. I've covered basic film shots and what they are called in a previous video, but here's a quick rundown of the most common. The extreme wide shot, shots that usually show the world in which the film takes place. The characters are usually very tiny in an extreme wide shot. The wide shot or long shot. usually establishes a setting, gives the audience a sense of geography, and establishes characters' placement in a location. Characters are usually seen from head to toe in these shots. Full shot usually shows a character from head to toe, but focuses on the character instead of the location. These shots help establish how a character looks, moves, or what they may be doing at the time. The medium shot shows the character from the waist up. The close-up usually frames the character's face or to show details like jewelry or hand or foot motion. The medium close-up frames the subject from the shoulders up. The extreme close-up frames the face or the subject very tight. It highlights details. This shot is very intimate and uncomfortably close. Establishing shot, a shot that informs viewers where the scene is taking place. The establishing shot can be a variety of shot sizes. And there you have it, guys. That was a ton of information, and we're barely scratching the surface of everything that you're going to hear or see on a film set. But hopefully you will retain some of this information, and it will help you when you step foot onto your first official film set. Were there any film set terms or lingo not covered in this video that you would like to share with the rest of us? Please let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching until the end and supporting this channel. I hope you found this video very beneficial, and if you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Stay safe, everyone.